In the latest twist in the ongoing drama of The Bold and the Beautiful, Will Spencer's life takes a dramatic and emotional turn as he arrives at the prison to witness the birth of his child with Luna Nozawa. This highly anticipated moment, which Luna had desperately hoped for, is clouded by tragedy and loss. Will had been anxiously waiting for this day, hoping to welcome his unborn child into the world. He had believed that this moment would mark the beginning of a new chapter in his life, one that would allow him to finally embrace fatherhood. Unfortunately, reality takes a cruel turn as he arrives at the prison to find Luna in a state of despair. Upon his arrival, Will is greeted by the horrifying sight of Luna writhing in pain, struggling with a difficult and complicated childbirth. She is beside herself, unable to contain her sorrow, as the doctors and prison staff try their best to stabilize her. But it's clear from the moment Will walks into the room that something is terribly wrong. Luna is in agony, tears streaming down her face as she sobs uncontrollably. She had hoped for so much, yearning for the moment when she could hold her child in her arms, but instead, she is met with the devastating reality that she will not get to live out that dream. The baby, too weak and frail from the very beginning, has not survived the birth. Luna, unable to hold back her emotions, collapses in grief as she realizes that the child she had carried for so long is gone. It's a moment of intense heartbreak for Luna, who has already faced so much in her life, and now this. She had always believed that her baby was her last hope, her chance at redemption, a symbol of a future she could hold onto. But in an instant, all of her hopes are dashed. The child she had so desperately wanted to have, the one that she thought would give her purpose, is gone forever. Will, standing in shock and disbelief, struggles to process the enormity of what has just transpired. His dreams of fatherhood are shattered in an instant, and his emotions are a mixture of anger, pain, and helplessness. He had been so eager to welcome his child into the world, to protect and care for it, but now that dream has been ripped away from him. In a burst of frustration and anguish, Will lets out a guttural scream, his voice echoing through the sterile walls of the prison. My baby is gone. He cries out in sheer devastation. His body shakes with the intensity of his grief, unable to fathom how this could happen. The child he had hoped for, the one that he had believed would bring him closer to Luna, is now nothing more than a painful memory. Will's scream is not just a cry of loss for the child he'll never get to know, but a reflection of the anger and confusion that rage within him. How could this have happened? Why did fate have to be so cruel? In the midst of the chaos and heartbreak, Luna's condition worsens. The medical staff continues to work on her, but the damage has already been done. Luna is hemorrhaging, and her life hangs in the balance. The fear of losing her, too, becomes all too real for Will. He watches helplessly as Luna's body struggles to recover from the trauma of childbirth, her face pale and her breath shallow. For a moment, Will is torn between his own grief and his need to protect Luna, the woman who had carried his child. Despite all the hurt and betrayal they've been through, he still feels a sense of responsibility to her, especially now that she is teetering on the edge of life and death. As the minutes stretch into what feels like hours, Will is faced with the overwhelming decision of whether to stay by Luna's side or to walk away from the wreckage of what should have been a joyful occasion. His mind races with conflicting thoughts, but one thing is certain: his world has just been shattered. The child he had anticipated, the hope for a future he thought he could share with Luna, is gone. He feels the weight of that loss pressing down on him, suffocating him with each passing moment. His thoughts race, but the room is silent, save for Luna's faint, labored breathing. Eventually, Luna stabilizes, but the emotional toll of the experience leaves her broken. She is devastated not only by the loss of her child, but by the realization that she has failed. She had hoped that by having the baby, she would be able to redeem herself, to prove that she was capable of love and motherhood. But instead, she finds herself more lost than ever. The pain of losing her child is immeasurable, and in her despair, Luna questions everything about her past choices and the path that led her to this moment. The baby was supposed to be her salvation, the thing that could help her start over, but now she is left with nothing. Will, for his part, is left to pick up the pieces of his broken heart. His grief is profound, and the bitterness of the situation gnaws at him. He had wanted to be a father, to have a family with Luna, but now that dream is gone. His anger, combined with his sadness, leaves him feeling lost. He had placed so much hope in the future, but now that hope has been cruelly taken away, he doesn't know how to move forward, how to make sense of a world that seems so unfair. The emotional weight of the loss is unbearable, and Will is left to grapple with the fallout of a tragedy that he never saw coming. As the episode continues, the impact of the loss is felt not just by Will and Luna, but by those around them. Katie Logan, Will's sister, is devastated by the news of her nephew's death. She had been so excited about the arrival of the baby, and now she too must face the grief of losing the child that Will had longed for. Liam Spencer, Will's brother, also feels the weight of the tragedy, struggling with how to console his sibling during such an immense loss. The family dynamic becomes strained as everyone copes with their own pain, while the reality of what has just happened settles in. Luna, now grappling with the loss of her child, becomes more withdrawn and despondent. Her feelings of guilt and shame are overwhelming, and she finds herself sinking deeper into her despair. Will, though angry and hurt, finds himself torn between his grief and his duty to be there for Luna. Despite everything, he cannot entirely abandon her, especially when she is so vulnerable and broken. It's a difficult and painful journey for both of them as they try to come to terms with the enormity of what has happened and what their lives will look like moving forward. The tragedy of the loss of Will and Luna's child becomes a pivotal moment in their lives. It forces them both to confront the realities of their relationship and their future. For Will, it's a moment of profound grief that will stay with him forever. For Luna, it's the painful realization that her hopes of redemption have been dashed. The emotional scars from this tragedy will shape the course of their lives in ways they cannot yet understand, but it is clear that nothing will ever be the same again. The loss of their child will reverberate throughout their lives, and the consequences of this moment will be felt for a long time to come. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, this heart-wrenching tragedy is only the beginning of the storm that will follow. In the latest developments on CBS's The Bold and the Beautiful as of Friday, October 24th, the dramatic turns of events have everyone on edge, with Bill Spencer Don Diamond stepping up to reveal a startling new twist involving Luna Nozawa, a character wrapped in secrecy and manipulation. While Hope Logan, Annika Noel, and Liam Spencer Scott Clifton find themselves entangled in a web of advice from 3 different matchmakers pushing for their romantic future. As the drama unfolds, these players in the intricate soap opera seem poised for intense revelations, emotional confrontations, and some pivotal decisions that could change the course of their relationships forever. At the heart of the episode, Bill Spencer uncovers a stunning plot involving Luna Nozawa, a woman who has recently tried to manipulate not only her own circumstances, but also the lives of others around her. Bill is convinced that Luna is playing an elaborate game, especially with the recent bruising she has sported. It becomes evident that the bruise, a visible sign of harm, is not as innocent as it seems. Bill believes that Luna has orchestrated the injury to generate sympathy and further her goal of gaining her freedom. He strongly believes that Luna is using her injuries to play on the emotions of others, particularly targeting Will Spencer Finnegan George, who has been visiting her in jail. Bill sees through her deceit and understands the danger of letting Luna manipulate those around her. Will Spencer's visit to Luna in prison further complicates the situation. Will, despite his strong desire to be supportive of his unborn child, is skeptical of Luna's intentions. During their conversation, Will is not swayed by Luna's charm or emotional appeal. While he is concerned for the safety of his child, he makes it clear that he will not fall for her manipulative tactics. The weight of the situation is heavy on Will, as he struggles with the knowledge that his child might be in danger due to Luna's actions. His internal conflict between his desire to protect his unborn child and his wish to help Luna out of her situation becomes a major point of tension in the episode. As tensions mount, Bill takes it upon himself to act decisively. He intends to expose Luna's strategy to Will, Liam, and Katie Logan Heathertom. Bill reveals his suspicions, urging them all to understand that Luna's plan is much more dangerous than it appears. He outlines how Luna has been manipulating the situation to paint herself as a victim, which could ultimately lead to her gaining the freedom she craves. Bill believes that in order to protect everyone involved, they must remain vigilant and not give in to Luna's advances. His sense of urgency grows as he argues that Luna must be dealt with firmly and that they cannot let her get away with her manipulations. Bill's determination does not stop there. He proposes a bold course of action, one that could have significant consequences for Luna. He suggests they take matters into their own hands, using their resources and influence to lock Luna away in solitary confinement. This drastic step, according to Bill, would ensure the safety of Will's unborn child and prevent Luna from causing any more chaos. As he presents this plan, he makes it clear that the safety of the child is their top priority and that Luna cannot be allowed to disrupt the future of the Spencer family. While Bill is firmly set on this course of action, the rest of the family must weigh in on what to do next. Will, still grappling with his emotions, struggles with the difficult choice. The conflict between protecting his child and maintaining any semblance of empathy for Luna puts him at a crossroads. In contrast, Katie, always pragmatic, supports Bill's plan, recognizing the importance of ensuring Will's child is kept safe at all costs. Meanwhile, Liam, who is often caught between conflicting sides of family loyalty and his personal sense of justice, is left to consider his role in the upcoming decisions. Amid the crisis with Luna, Hope Logan finds herself in a very different emotional landscape. Her heart is torn between her past with Liam and the uncertain future that lies ahead. Hope, still reeling from the fallout of their previous struggles, doesn't know what to make of her current relationship with Liam. She feels unsure, questioning whether their love can be rebuilt or whether they have already crossed a point of no return. However, she is not alone in her confusion. As the situation unfolds, both Brooke Logan Forrester, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Deacon Sharp Sean Kanan try to guide Hope towards clarity. Their goal is to rekindle the spark between Hope and Liam, encouraging her to open her heart to the possibility of reconciling with the father of her child. Brooke, ever the romantic, pushes Hope to embrace the idea of a reunion. She is steadfast in her belief that Hope and Liam belong together. Encouraging Hope to make the first move, Brooke stresses the importance of not letting this opportunity slip away. The conversation between them at the Forrester Creations Gallery is intense, as Brooke and Deacon share their thoughts with Hope, urging her not to let Liam walk out of her life again. Deacon, too, offers his perspective as a father, advising Hope to take action before it's too late. Both parents hope to see their daughter rebuild her life with Liam, believing that a future together is still possible if they both commit to making things work. As the episode progresses, the focus shifts to Carter Walton Lawrence St. Victor and his own emotional turmoil. His recent breakup with Hope has left him in a state of confusion and heartache. The abrupt end to their engagement has taken a toll on Carter, who now faces the painful reality of having to move forward. In a pivotal moment, Daphne Rose, a new character, played by a guest star, arrives to speak with Carter about the recent breakup. Her questions force Carter to confront his own emotions and reflect on the pain he's endured. Daphne's intervention helps Carter open up about his feelings, allowing him to express his disappointment, confusion, and hurt. This moment of vulnerability is crucial in his journey of healing, as he realizes that he must let go of the past in order to move forward. Daphne, recognizing the emotional weight Carter is carrying, takes it upon herself to help him navigate his pain. She offers him support and encouragement, helping him find the strength to face his future. Carter's journey is far from over, but with Daphne's help, he begins to understand that he can move on from the past and build a new chapter in his life. This storyline brings an emotional layer to the episode, showing that while love can be a source of great joy, it can also lead to heartache, and healing is often a slow and painful process. As the episode closes, the lives of the characters in The Bold and the Beautiful are more intertwined than ever before. With Luna's schemes threatening the safety of Will's child, Bill's plan to neutralize her gaining momentum, and the emotional turmoil surrounding Hope and Liam's future, the tension is palpable. The characters are all on the verge of life-altering decisions, and the fallout from these choices will undoubtedly shape their futures. With new alliances forming, old wounds reopening, and secrets being revealed, viewers can expect even more twists and turns in the days to come. The drama is far from over, and the stakes have never been higher. As the drama intensifies, fans of The Bold and the Beautiful are left eagerly awaiting what comes next. Will Luna's plan be thwarted? Will Hope and Liam find their way back to each other? Can Carter heal from the pain of his broken engagement? Only time will tell, but one thing is for certain: there are more shocking revelations and emotional moments ahead.